So then guys, a lot of you are wondering, when is the next generation MacBooks and Macs coming out with the M5, the M5 Pro, the M5 Macs, and also the M5 Ultra? Well, today I want to cover over the actual release time for this, because we've been told most likely it's going to be end of 2025 or even potentially 2026, and I want to tell you all the details about that. But first of all, I want to tell you about some other Macs that are still to come in 2025, because believe it or not, we actually haven't finished the M4 journey. For example, just like getting an M4 MacBook Air, and to be honest, this is probably most likely the next actual generation of Mac to get this chip inside of it. So right now, the last time we actually had an update to the MacBook Air was back in 2024, where we got the M3 put inside of it, and this was right at the beginning of March time. Now, more than likely, Apple are going to be updating the MacBook Air in March time, or even into early April time in 2025, and we're going to get all the benefits of the M4 efficiencies and performance with it, what's going to be really, really cool. And obviously the best thing is the baseline amount of RAM is going to start out at 16 gigabytes, what's really, really going to be handy. But like I said, most likely this is going to be in March or April time, because we're expecting Apple to do an event around there where we'll get the update to the MacBook Air, and then probably also we're going to get updates to a new iPad, you know, with the 11th generation, maybe an iPad Air with an M3 inside of it, and also we may also get the new iPhone SE and some new AirTags too, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. But soon after that, probably as we enter into the summer of 2025 at WWDC, we're more than likely going to see another update, and this is where we're going to get to the likes of, say, the Mac Studio. This is when this is going to be updated, and it's going to have the M4 Ultra inside of it, according to leaks and rumors that we've heard about. And then, you know, soon after that, later on into 2025, we've also heard the Mac Pro is going to be updated, and that's going to have the M4 Ultra put inside of that too. So this is really, really exciting times to hear with that. Now, the reason why I've told you all that information about the M4 journey is because Apple are most likely not going to overlap their journeys. So what I'm talking about, they'll want to bring out, say, the likes of their M4 Ultra chip and things like this before they start again with the M5 and the base sort of models for that. Now, what I would be saying is, if you're expecting to get the new MacBook Pros with the M5 sort of series inside of it, or say an iMac or Mac Mini before the summer of 2025, it is really, really unlikely that this is going to happen. The likely case and the earliest we're going to see it is going to be right at the end of 2025. As you can see here from Min-Chi Kuo, he's actually even said that it looks like that Apple are going to start ramping up the M5 sort of chip development near the end of 2025. And this is the first time we're going to see that. And a lot of you guys are probably wondering that it's probably going to be happening like in October time, similar to like we've got with the M4 and the M3. But personally, I do not think this is going to happen, because if we have the likes of the Mac Pro coming out very similar sort of timing to, say, the you know, the iPhones and things like this, or just after, like I said, I cannot see the M5 starting so quickly close to that. Now, the other thing to mention is, remember, the first device to actually get the M4 inside of it was the iPad Pro, and it's most likely that this device will be the first one to get the upgrade to M4 first. And personally, if we do see an M5 chip introduced at the end of 2025, I think it will be inside the likes of the iPad Pro at the end of 2025, because of where the Mac Studio and also where the Mac Pro sort of launch is happening with their M4 Ultra and M4 Max and the Mac Studio too. So this does make quite a lot of sense. But like we've seen right here from Mark Gurman, he believes this is also the same situation, that the iPad is going to be coming out at the end of 2025 or even into early 2026. So personally, what I do believe is that the likes of, say, the M5, the M5 Pro and the M5 Max, it might not be around until about this time next year in 2026 when we could actually see that, and that would be the very beginning of this journey. But the thing is, what we've got to understand is it's either going to go one or two routes. Whereas we saw with this previously, because I've shown right here from Min-Chi Kuo, this was shown in the end of 2024, saying that we were going to get the new MacBooks before the end of 2025, but whereas Mark Gurman here is now saying, no, the iPads are coming first, then the MacBooks are going to be in 2026. So I think there's going to be a bit of a battle here going on. So I think we've either got two situations. We're going to get new MacBooks very similar to like the M4 and the M3 journey, or we're going to have to wait a little bit longer into 2026 before we actually get them. But either way, it's going to be really exciting, and I want to tell you about the next generation of other devices right after I tell you about the giveaway we're doing on this channel, and that is for this. This here is a Mac Mini, and this inside of it's actually got the M4 Pro, and we've actually got 24 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabytes of storage, and a 12-core sort of CPU inside of it. And I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber at the end of March time, and you can enter into the giveaway right now. All you have to do at this stage is just put down into the comments below of what technology gear you're hoping to get in 2025. Maybe it's going to be a new Switch 2. Maybe you're going to get yourself the M4 MacBook Air or Mac Studio or PS5 Pro. It can be anything you want what's technically related, as it were. Put it down into the comments below right now. Now, the other thing what I just want to quickly say is that there is another part to the giveaway where there'll be a form to fill in too, and this will be happening near the end of March time when I'll be giving out this form and you can fill it in. And also I'll be giving you details of when I'm going to do the live stream for this Mac Mini and who's going to be the lucky person to get their hands on it. And you won't want to miss out on that video, so if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. And plus you want to be a subscriber too, because obviously I'm giving this away to a subscriber. The last thing I just want to quickly say is sadly there are lots of scammers and spammers out there, people still impersonating me, turning to WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram direct message. Please do ignore them, or best you can see right here, please do report them. So moving on then with the scenarios that has been presented in front of us, I'm going to go along the story of what, say, Mark Gurman's going along, because I think that's more believable if we're going to get the Mac Studio, you know, at WWDC, and then the Mac Pro kind of like in the autumn sort of time, the fall time, depending where you are in the world. Then I can only see the iPad, you know, with the M5 coming out soon after that, later on that year. And I cannot see new MacBooks coming out after, you know, coming out at the same time personally. I just really cannot see that. So personally, I do think that we'd see those MacBooks probably around about March time, the MacBook Pros with the M5, the M5 Pro, and then obviously the M5 Macs. Probably then at WWDC 2026, we will also see then the next generation of the MacBook Air, and then we may even at that same event too get an update to the likes of, say, the Mac Studio then, but we might not at all. At the end of the day, what you've got to remember is that the Mac Studio, for example, completely cut out the M3. We might not see a new Mac Studio or a Mac Pro until 2027 now. It might be every 2 generations they update it. We'll just have to wait and see on that. What you've got to remember is that obviously the Mac Studio and the Mac Pro are probably the most popular sort of devices that Apple actually sell right now. The most popular ones they sell are the MacBooks, the likes of, say, the Mac Mini, the iMac, all of those. They are far more popular than the Mac Studio and the likes of, say, the Mac Pro. And talk about the Mac Mini too, more than likely it's probably also going to be updated with probably the likes of, say, you know, the MacBook Air when we get that, and that will also be at WWDC, or it might get delayed, or it might not happen whatsoever, because at the end of the day, remember, we didn't get an M3 Mac Mini, and again, it might miss out and wait a whole generation again till we get to M6. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see on that. And also the same with the iMac, it might also be the same situation. We did actually skip out M2 with the iMac, but if it was going to come out, the most likely time would be WWDC 2026 with the M5 inside of it. If it doesn't come out then, it's going to skip it, and we'll have to wait to the M6 series, and that's just another whole story altogether. But really, guys, for MacBook Pros and all the other sort of devices, we kind of got more of a clearer picture when it's going to come out, and as we get closer down the year into 2025, I'm sure about summer, the picture is going to come even clearer when we're going to be getting, say, the MacBook Pros and also the iPad M5 to work out exactly when it's going to be. But what I would be saying, the target time is the end of this year, but more likely the early part of 2026 when Macs start to get the M5 inside of it. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think this is around the same time you think it's going to happen when they're going to come out? Well, let me know in the comments below. And with that as well, guys, it's time to wrap up this video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. Also, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.